The city lights sparkled outside the tiny apartment window, casting faint shadows on the faded wallpaper. Methelesa sat at the small dining table, her arms crossed, a distant look in her eyes. Across from her, Daniel leaned forward, holding a small velvet box in his hand. "I saved for months," Daniel said, opening the box to reveal a delicate silver bracelet with a tiny charm shaped like a heart. "I thought it would look beautiful on you." Methelesa forced a smile as Daniel fastened the bracelet around her wrist. It was a sweet gesture, but all she could think about was how simple the gift was. "Thank you," she said softly, withdrawing her hand. Daniel's eyes searched hers. "Are you okay? You've seemed distant lately." She hesitated. How could she tell him the truth? That she was tired of scraping by, of watching him chase a dream that seemed out of reach. "I'm fine," she lied, standing up to clear the dishes. The following weekend, Methelesa attended a rooftop party with her best friend Lila. The venue was filled with laughter, clinking glasses, and the hum of wealth. It was there she met Victor. Victor was everything Daniel wasn't: bold, confident, and unapologetically wealthy. His tailored suit, diamond cufflinks, and the way he commanded attention fascinated Methelesa. When he offered to buy her a drink, she couldn't resist. "You have a mesmerizing smile," Victor said, his voice smooth like velvet. "What brings you here tonight?" Methelesa blushed, flattered by his attention. Their conversation flowed easily, and by the end of the night, Victor had given her his number. Over the next few weeks, Methelesa found herself spending more time with Victor. He whisked her away to upscale restaurants, showered her with expensive gifts, and introduced her to a world she'd only dreamed of. Meanwhile, Daniel noticed her growing absence. "Where have you been?" he asked one evening as she walked in late. "Out with friends," she replied curtly. Daniel sighed. "I miss you, Methelesa. It feels like you're slipping away." She avoided his gaze, guilt gnawing at her. "Daniel, I think we need to talk." And just like that, it was over. Daniel was devastated. For weeks, he could hardly eat or sleep, haunted by memories of Methelesa. But instead of letting despair consume him, he threw himself into his work. He spent every waking hour refining his business plan, seeking investors, and networking. Slowly but surely, his small charter airline began to take off, first with a single plane, then with a fleet. As Daniel worked tirelessly, Methelesa lived her dream life with Victor. He took her to exotic destinations, lavished her with jewelry, and surrounded her with luxury. But cracks began to show. Victor was controlling, dismissive, and had a temper. Methelesa ignored the red flags, convincing herself that this was the price of success. Then came the bombshell. Victor was married. "You thought you were special?" Victor sneered when Methelesa confronted him. "You were just a distraction." Heartbroken and humiliated, Methelesa was left with nothing. Years passed and Daniel's company became a household name. His hard work paid off, earning him recognition and wealth beyond his wildest dreams. Along the way, he met Sophia, a brilliant and compassionate woman who shared his vision. Together, they built not only a business, but a life filled with mutual respect and love. One day, Methelesa stumbled upon a magazine article about Daniel. Her heart ached as she saw his picture, standing next to Sophia, smiling and successful. She couldn't help but wonder what might have been. Summoning her courage, she reached out to him. To her surprise, he agreed to meet. When Methelesa arrived at the cafe, Daniel was already there, sipping coffee. He looked different, confident, composed, and undeniably successful. "Hi, Methelesa," he said warmly, though there was a guardedness in his tone. She forced a smile. "You've done well for yourself." "I've been lucky," he replied. "But it wasn't easy." She hesitated, then said, "I made a mistake, Daniel. Leaving you was the worst decision of my life." Daniel's expression softened, but his words were firm. "I appreciate you saying that, but my life has changed. I've changed." Just then, Sophia walked in. She greeted Methelesa politely, then turned to Daniel, her hand resting on his shoulder. Methelesa saw the way Daniel looked at Sophia, with a love and admiration she had once taken for granted. As they left together, Methelesa watched them go, her heart heavy with regret. She had gambled with love and lost, leaving her to face the consequences of her choices alone.